Normally my films are highly edited looks at reality. Here is a more on-the-ground look at how things unfold as we fight to stop the dolphin slaughter in Japan. This is the place where I shot the video footage from in 2001 of the slaughter of the pilot whales. We were shooting down into the bay in a driving rain, and they were killing the pilot whales on the beach. And it was after that, or actually while we were doing it, that a group of fishermen came up with some poles and other instruments and threatened us, kind of took us into illegal custody for a little while. Today, this viewpoint is blocked off, as are many of the other viewpoints blocked off. The dolphin hunters hate us no less today. And as we move around Taiji, we are constantly confronted by angry men. And some members of the union, the group, came up with sticks and with a hard hat, and they were attacking us. They hit us with their sticks. Also, they threatened to kill us. As fast as I can. Eventually the word comes that boats have massed to drive dolphins into the bay. And we should be able to see even closer. Yes, there's virtually no doubt what they're doing. I'm moving through the back streets of Taiji on my way downtown. The boats reversed direction and headed back towards the main bay where we're accustomed to having them. Now I can clearly hear the poles, the oikomi poles that they're banging, driving the dolphins ahead of them. Fortunately, a guy loaned me a bicycle, and so I was able to get back here quite quickly. These boats have turned around again. I would say that what's going on is that they are having a problem keeping these dolphins in front of them. The dolphin hunters are driving a group of dolphins which look to me by their dorsal fins to be Rissos dolphins. The Japanese man beside us has said they're Hanagondo, which is Rissos dolphins. Now they've lost these dolphins several times. They've had to reverse course. They've actually chased them all the way down the bay, brought them back here, and they're still working to get them into the position that they want.
They're moving, Hardy.
Where's the pod?
Right here to the left. There'll be just these two boats here. There's like 10 of them. They all got their poles in.
But this is the beginning of what is going to be a really excruciating and gruesome period of time, which most likely, if they're successful in bringing the dolphins in, will culminate tomorrow morning with the death of these dolphins. Well, they've got them inside the net. These dolphins are doomed. I can only imagine what these dolphins must be feeling after having been driven this far and now finding themselves for the first time in their existence walled off from the ocean. And they'll be killed in that little bay over there, which looks like a little V-notch, but it goes in quite a ways. They'll be driven in there. They'll be killed essentially beyond the view of our lens. And that is because after some incidents of sabotage several years ago, the police have come into an agreement with the fishermen, and they have cordoned off all of the pathways that we used to use to get much closer shots of this kind of activity. It's 4:45 in the morning. We're headed to the head of Huntingajuri Bay. We expect very soon to see the slaughter of the Rissos dolphins that were taken last night.
There's no describing my feeling, Hardy. It's awaiting death, and none of us slept. There's no sleeping here. It's, trying to suppress your emotions that are just overflowing with sadness.
The first light has finally arrived, and we can see the dorsal fins of the captured Risso dolphins breaking the surface about 100 yards away from us, and pretty much in the same position they were in last night. This is a grave made for a baby dolphin that died here at the Taiji Whale Museum. Dolphin calves are taken from their mothers. The mothers are murdered. Aquarium workers then try to save the babies. They might better have left their mothers alive and the pod free in the sea. This is what is called a dolphin watch around here, putting a crowd of people in a boat and running them over to see captive dolphins perform tricks. After 3 days, the 7 Rissos dolphins in the bay had still not been killed. We will report their fate in our next podcast.